What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bring guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid fade on my boy, so stay tuned. We're starting off by saturating the hair, combing everything into place, making sure our canvas is nice and neat. We're now moving on to our go to effects, and we're gonna create our first guideline, contouring to his head shape. Now that we're done balding them out, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You want to make sure you make this guideline around 1 inch thick so you can spread the blend. Now that we're done setting in the guideline, we're going to slowly close the lever midway and all the way close and attack that initial guideline. Always make sure to stretch the skin with your opposite hand to give you more space to blend. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We're then going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up the line and get ready for the half guard. Now that we're done softening up the line, we can move on to our half guard and erase the line completely. Make sure to use your lever and also the corners. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Now that we're done with the lower guards, we can move on to our two guard all the way open and create our fourth guideline. We're also going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up the line and get ready for the 1.5 guard. Now that we're done softening up the line with the 2 guard, we can move on to the 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. This guard is going to help us connect to the 1 guard all the way open and also the 2 guard on top. Sometimes there's still a faint line after using your 1.5 guard, so you switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and using its corners would definitely help. Before we finish blending the parietal ridge, we're going to switch over to our 4 guard all the way closed and debulk the top. Now that we're done debulking the top and sides, we can move on to our 3 guard all the way open and create our 5th guideline. This is going to help us connect to the 4 guard on top and also the 2 guard all the way open. Here I'm using my 3 guard and my 2 guard all the way open to debulk and detail as much as possible. Now I'm switching over to my clip roll comb method to make the blend as smooth as possible. Now that we're done detailing the sides, we can move on to the back and start off with our no guard all the way open and then slightly close the lever midway and all the way closed and attack that initial guideline. We are near the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you take your time here and detail as much as possible. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can switch over to our 1 guard all the way open and create our 3rd guideline. We are right on top of the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you detail. Also, use your lever to soften up the line as much as possible here. As you can see, now that we're done softening up the line, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. Remember, we are using its lever in the corners. Since we're done with the lower guards, we can move on to our 2 guard all the way open and create our 4th guideline. This guideline is going to help us get ready for the 1.5 guard and also blend into the 3 guard on top. Now we're switching over to our 3 guard all the way open, and this is going to help us connect to the 4 guard on top that we debulked with. We're also going to use a 4 guard all the way closed on the beard, the same thing we used on top. Before we line him up, we're going to make sure his hairline is nice and even with the 4 guard closed. Now that we're done going against the grain on his hairline, we can move on to our gold FX and start off in the middle, working our way to the sides. You always want to make sure you go slow enough that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, then you won't line them up properly. Moving on to my C cup, I'm starting off at the bottom and working my way to the top arch using the corners of the blade. You also want to make sure you're going against the grain, especially if the hair is growing to the sides. Make sure to keep the corners and vertical bars as natural as possible. Nobody wants the corners too exaggerated. Now we're moving on to the C cup and we're starting off at the bottom and working our way to the top arch using its corners. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you made it this far into the video, leave a comment down below of my subscriber count. I'm 100% going to reply to you guys. We're going to use our no guard all the way open to start off the fading the sideburns. We're then going to move on to our one guard all the way open and arch the clipper at a certain angle. Now that we're done with the one guard, we're switching over to our 1.5 guard all the way open, which is equivalent to a 2 guard closed. Now that we're done fading the beard, we can move on to our turquoise razor and Derby premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. When you're using the razor, you always want to make sure you stretch the skin with your opposite hand as much as possible, and also keep the razor at a 45-degree angle. This lowers the likelihood of you cutting someone. Also, don't forget to use shave gel on the bottom of the neck, especially if they have coarse hair. What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bring guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid-fade comb over, so stay tuned. We're starting off a little bit differently. We're gonna start off with our no guard all the way open, creating our first guideline instead of using our gold FX to create our bald guideline. If you're struggling with your bald lines and you're taking your fades too high, you can always do this method instead of making your bald line first. Now that we're done creating our first guideline, we could go to our gold FX and create our second guideline around an inch underneath that. Always remember to use your opposite hand to stretch the skin to give you more space to either blend or cut the hair. Now that we're done balding them out with our trimmers, we gotta apply some shave stick. This is so my client doesn't bump up. Moving on to our furrow shavers, we're gonna remove the stubble and flick out as much as we can. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, leave a comment down below of my subscriber count if you made it this far into the video. Now that we're done balding them out, we can move back to our no guard all the way open and slightly close the lever midway and all the way closed and attack that initial guideline. Always make sure to use your opposite hand to either comb the hair or stretch the skin. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. Remember, we're going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up this line and get ready for the half guard. Now that we're done softening up the line, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. You either want to use the full blade, the corners, or the lever to help you. My memory card was full and it wasn't able to record the 2 guard all the way open and the 3 guard all the way open, so I lost that footage. But this is as far as I was able to get, and then also I was able to recover the next footage. So now we're going to debulk the hairline as much as possible using a 1.5 guard all the way open, and also we're making sure the hair is nicely laid down before we do this, just so we don't cut anything we don't want to cut. Now we're moving on to our gold effects, and we're going to start off in the middle, working our way to the sides. You want to make sure you go slow enough that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, then you won't line them up properly and the hair is going to shift either away or towards you. Also, remember not to press too hard with the teeth of the trimmer because you could bite them, especially if your trimmers are zero gapped. Now that we're done lining them up, we can move on to our shear work and create our first guideline on the right side, connecting it to the sides. Always make sure to grab the hair with your comb, feed it into your fingers, hold it as tight as possible, and then cut it with your shears. You want to make sure you keep this guideline as consistent as possible throughout the whole head. Your cuts on the sides are usually at angles. You always want to make sure you cut them at angles, because if not, if you just do a blunt cut, then it won't blend properly into the other hair. Now that we're done with our shear work, we can move on to our Turkish razor Derby Premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. But of course, before we do that, we're going to apply some shave gel so our razor can glide better. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. If you guys want to support the channel, leave a super thanks or a donation down below. It's greatly appreciated. Soon we're gonna reach 2,500 subscribers, and I just want to thank you guys so much, because this is awesome. This is an awesome experience. I've been wanting to do this since I was 12 years old. When you're using the razor, you want to stretch the skin as much as possible with your opposite hand, and also keep the razor at a 45-degree angle. This lowers the likelihood of you cutting someone.